Welcome to I Can't Read with Daniel from Dan Has Fun, or EU4 as it's called. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, have a look at last episode. Anyway, this episode we're going to deal with, hopefully, the Mamluks piecing out. I still can't believe that they haven't, but again, the AI does some weird and wacky things. I'm tempted, by the way. I know I said I wasn't going to spend a huge amount of admin points last episode. We still have a pretty big buffer to make a state. And with 47 development, I'm tempted to make this a state. You know what? That's what we're going to do. We shouldn't have to make another parliament seat because I think it was Pavia or Pavia had an event where they were like, hey, we want to be one anyway. And we said yes. So we're going to do that. Burn a few admin points on something constructive. So there we go. It's not the most fantastic of states. I mean, just looking at it. 23 for Kabylia is not bad, but then there's a 16 which is average and an 8 which is pretty poor. And hilarious province name only does naval supplies, which is very rubbish. As does, you know, Constantina with another really rubbish option. However, Kabylia is iron, and iron is very good. Well, at least mid-game onwards. And that's where we are. So we're going to go smack this Mamluk stack again. Because apparently we're not allowed to have nice things, and we're just going to have to babysit Alodia the entire war. They are stack wiped. Again. If they would peace out, that would be awesome. Oh, we just lost the general. General Paolo Barberini. Where were you? I don't know. Not sure, so we're just going to put a new general over here. I assume it was this stack. Survey says 6545. Disgusting. I love it. So yes, it's very, very apparent that even though I'd love to go and siege out some of these other provinces, that we just can't do that right now. We're going to have to sit and just babysit Alodian territory. I mean, eventually the Mamluks are going to peace out. They don't have enough men to de-siege anything that I've sieged. And we have started to see people leaving the coalition. I'm super happy to see it. And finally, the King of Russia has laid a claim to Odoyev. So really, really weirdly, they've been just dealing with them as a tributary. But it makes no sense. Like, they're in a state that they have. I'm surprised they didn't just declare war on them. They're not allied to anybody. Shendi has been occupied by us. A call for peace has started, so somebody's peacing out soon of one of these wars. Which will be nice. I assume it's the one against the Mamluks. I hope it is, because the other one don't have to do anything. Like Morocco, I don't know how this isn't 100% war score yet. What is taking them so long? I guess it's because Spain is sieging out some of the forts, so they'll never get there. But it is taking an eternity. It's not that bad of news, though, because, like I said before, Spain being at war with Morocco as well, just in a separate war to us with Portugal, has led to their rebels really getting quite a foothold. And eventually, if they don't do anything, these will break away. And I will be very, very excited if that happens. We don't need this province, by the way. This can be given to Alodia for now. Clearly forgot to click that. And we're going to have to start sieging some of Mamluk territory, I guess. We're never going to get more than 25 spy power against Spain, by the looks of it. We have something like a 9% chance of getting caught every month. I'm still going to leave it there, though, in case we get lucky. Yeah, another nation left the coalition against us. I guess we can carpet siege as well. For all intents and purposes, we're pretty safe. You go there. You go there. I'm not going to fully carpet siege. Again, I don't want our stack to get wiped out while we're out in the middle of nowhere, but we'll certainly help Alodia. And we're just going to give all these provinces pretty much to Alodia for now. Yeah, I'm in no rush to grab any of this. most of this territory. I mean, this is one of the worst states ever. 4-3-4. This isn't much better. That's got 2 great provinces and 3 garbage ones. I would be much happier if we could try and get a load of the provinces down here. This would be preferable, because we're clearly not going to be competing for that anytime soon, if ever. I do wish there was just a button where you can give a claim or a sieged piece of territory just to another, like to the war leader maybe. That would be a reasonably easy button to implement, right? I don't know, I'm not a designer or an engineer of software or anything, frankly. So, I don't actually know how hard that would be, it just doesn't sound that difficult. And here's the Mamluks trying to produce another stack, so we are going to deal with that momentarily. Or just combine like 2 of these 8,000 men stacks together and deal with it. They can't have that much manpower left. Yeah, they only have 3,000 manpower. Convert over, convert over. There you go. That is not a province. That's what I find tricky down here, is because I don't play nations in this area very often, because I don't like to play as really strong nations off the start, as you may have noticed. I forget which parts of these actually are uninhabitable, because I don't even read the province name most of the time. I probably should, but I don't. More nations leaving the coalition against us. Take that out. Convert over to Alodia. Convert over to Alodia. Guess what I'm going to say next? Convert over to Alodia. Bet you didn't see that one coming. And then this one's going to get converted over to Alodia as well. Beautiful. And they pieced out right before we were about to wreck them. I'm fine with that. So, Mercuria is going to give both provinces to Alodia, and the Mamluks are giving 1, 2, 3 provinces as well. They have to release 2 nations. We got 38 favors from Alodia. Whoop-de-doo. And then the Mamluks have to give almost all of the 38 gold that they had to piece out with to me. Well, that's going to slow them down a bit. Hopefully the Ottomans don't just eat them immediately. I mean, that's what I would do if I was the Ottomans, but... Oh, I've got to stretch my neck out there. But we'll see what the AIs do. Speaking of things that the AIs might do... I wonder if I could still get into this war against Spain. I mean, this is extra risky because there's still not a very big coalition, but there is a coalition against us. I'm just going to take Aches. I feel like I'm just ragging on the weaklings here, but Austria's not going to protect them because they are nearly 5,000 gold in debt and they hate them. This would bring in the coalition as well, which is, honestly, it's fine. Like, that's not a big deal. I mean, it's just an excuse to... Like, we might as well just bring these guys in again. How many favors do I have with Gascony? 1 million. So I don't have to worry about that. You know what? That's just what we're going to do. And I might be able to take Vivarais at the same time. Do I just bring all these guys in anyway? I mean, I might as well. Okay. We have chosen chaos today. Having said that, we're going to have to go and save our trade fleet in a moment. And we could technically bring Poland as well. No, I'm not going to bring Poland in. Actually, do I want to bring Poland? They have so many... Sure, because if we're all at war together, it's very unlikely that somebody else is going to get involved. I don't want another coalition forming while I'm dealing with this fight. Okay, so Aches doesn't have a fort in it, right? No, so I can take it immediately. Our navy is going to come over here quickly and then go back over here. This stack is going to stay in place because if Spain gets any ideas, we're going to need to deal with it very, very fast. And then in terms of other nations, there's really nothing here that's scary, like at all. So you're going to go and deal with Scilly. And you're just going to go and sit on Vivarais super quickly to make sure that we get it. These guys might need to run away. Oh no, we're going to be fine. We happened to declare war right at the time that a lot of our ships were being built to make our other light ship trading navies bigger. So they all just happen to be walking in at about the same time, which is actually very, very funny. So this is a naval battle between light trading vessels that would almost never get involved otherwise. There's no leaders, there's only light trading ships. We're just going to go in there with our big stack and make sure we don't lose. We actually acquired 2 trading ships, which is interesting. We still have a call for peace, so it's going to be this war down here, but I'm not going to peace out because I don't want the Diplo penalty with Portugal. We're just going to eat that little bit of war exhaustion. It's actually quite a lot now, 0.06. Victory for the Parliament in reducing trade regulations. 10 years of more tax efficiency, or trade efficiency rather, and more global trade power. You'll love to see that. There's a distinct chance that Gascony is going to claim this for themselves. I'm clearly not going to give it to them because they will not vassal to me now, let alone when they're bigger. So in terms of places we need to beat up, let's go and sit in Provence itself. Provence is all over the place, which is not a huge surprise. It does this, but we've got 3 clumps of Provence. Marseille's finally pieced out. That's fine, not really of any interest. Where does our big stack need to go? Oh my word, I don't actually have enough troops over there to siege that out. Okay, so this stack's going to go over instead. What level fort are you? I don't think you'll be able to do it either. The mercenary stack is not big enough to siege any of the difficult sieges, which is mildly disappointing. So we'll just flip these around. Although if Bohemia wants to do it instead, I'm okay with that. Yeah, Bohemia's just going to do it instead. That's nice of them. Okay, then we'll just put this stack back over here. Actually, let's put the stack here, so that if somebody tries to get through the 3 leagues into our territory, they'll have to attack us in the mountain. And of course, rebels fire the second I can't do anything about it. It's always the way. It's always the way. Okay, you need to turn around and try and take this out before it comes. Although Poland might come and help as well. Oh, isn't that nice of them? Thanks, Poland. What a friend. I'm glad I invited everybody into this war that I didn't need anybody's help with. What pals? It also appears that I missed the province that I was aiming for. So I was sieging out nothing in Provence for a moment there. That was just great. Claims on our rivals. We got a claim on Uksup. I'm guessing that's in the Ottoman territory. You better believe it is, with those double dots. Double. Blech. Not my favourite when it comes to a coffee breakdown. Even in Canada, where it's almost the religion to make sure you get a double. Doesn't do it for me. Don't want cream in my coffee. Don't really want sugar in my coffee either, to tell you the truth, but cream, big hard no. Oh, he could have phrased that better. So the Ottomans are no longer in a peace treaty with us. We need to keep an eye on that because they can join the coalition. And considering they have, well, let's just say 80,000 troops, if they join the coalition, some of the others might rejoin. We need to pay attention. But luckily, Spain can't join it right now because they're still at war. Because this war with Morocco needs to end. We're at plus 0.08 war exhaustion every month. They need to finish the war. Oh no, that's a terrible thing we just saw. So the gold mine in Kosovo has been partially depleted, and our production from it has dramatically been reduced. That is because when we acquired it, they had really pumped up its base production, and when that happens, it gets halved, which sucks. We're not worried about it too much, though. We're not a province that really needs money from a literal gold source. We make enormous money from trade, so that's not that big a deal. And if anything, it just means there's less inflation to contend with. Because our inflation is nearly at 2%, so it's tempting to knock it down, but we don't need to do it yet. We're going to have to go save Gascony. Because otherwise they're going to peace out and lose territory, and we don't want that. There's a big stack next to it, though. We're going to have to be a little bit more careful. Siege of Verdun is done. Let's go get Lorraine sieged. Come on. Poland's following me along. They're going to come help. Don't succeed on the 21% tick. They didn't. We should be able to get here just about in time. They all going into Bern at the same time. They are. Okay, thank goodness Poland is going to come with us, but we're going to have to wait just a little bit longer. I need them to be right near me. Okay, that should be close enough. I don't want to wait too long because they'll get a tick at 49%, and that'll be absolutely awful. We can't convert anything else right now because of religious zeal. Once the religious zeal goes away, these will be easy to convert. We just can't do it yet. We can start coring Kosovo. Finally. It's been a long time coming. We're going to, yeah, I was going to say for the first day we're going to get blitzed, but then the Polish stack is going to come help, and they're going to use my stats. So this is the winner both ways. They're using my superior stats, but their manpower predominantly. That works for me. They only have a level 1 fort. They do, which means these aren't going to de-siege by themselves, are they? We're going to have to help them do it. Oh well, we'll deal with that afterwards. Truce with Tunis is gone, don't care. Spain has finally pieced out Mossy in their own war. But this is the problem. This is why this is taking so long. When multiple AI nations declare war on the same country, this can happen a lot. Where they don't want to peace out because they think they can get more out of it. But then they don't do anything. So they just kind of get stuck. Speaking of getting stuck, why is Sardinia only having its separatists in one province now? I don't know. Finally, peace has happened. Wow, the attrition for a lot of men. We got 5 favours from Portugal. We just won the siege of Chur. We'll deal with that in a moment. So, Morocco has to give Tangiers, Fez, Saleh, Tetuan, Melilla, and Ifna Portugal. And Morocco releasing 2 countries as independent. Okay, yeah, we didn't get any land out. I didn't think we would. We didn't have any claims on anything. This is not ideal for us, but it's not that bad. Could be a lot worse. And now we shouldn't be getting that incredibly painful call for peace penalty. You don't. That number doesn't look that big, but that number is just tacked onto your unrest straight on. So our war exhaustion is 0.87 right now. Actually, it won't be going up, it'll be going down once that call for peace is done. But it can get real nasty. So we've just completed the siege of Toulouse as well. The siege of Chur we completed, but I forgot to move anything, so let's move to Salzburg. Scilly has just been pieced out. I don't think they're in the same state as Vajika, am I wrong? No, I'm not wrong, but they are in the same state as something that we do have access to, but like, this is not a priority province for us, so we're not going to worry about this right now. We could So, this could become a vassal for us, and then we could just start feeding Austria to it. Oh, caught that mute right before I sneezed right in your ears. That was a wicked sneeze. What I was saying is that we could vassal Scilly. It's not a fantastic choice for this, though. They do have a couple of cores that we could take off Austria. But they're not a fantastic option. Having said that, we might not be able to get Gascony as a vassal. The other option is to try and get the 3 leagues as a vassal. But they don't have, like, any cores on anything, so probably not. Ah. How would I'm going to have to get some rid of some of these diplomatic relations if we're going to do that. So Sweden's royal marriage will go away by itself. I don't want to delete it because it'll cost me... Pretty sure it'll cost me... Yeah, because I don't have diplomatic ideas, it'll cost me a stability. So I don't really want to do that. In terms of everything else, Gascony... If we end up allying Scilly, we'll probably end up getting rid of our alliance to Gascony unless they want to vassal as well straight away. Alodia, I don't know how I feel about. So, because they might still be interesting. By the way, we never moved this stack back. So let's get that over to Kosovo. We'll take it still in its broken piles, because that'll give us a bit less attrition. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about having Alodia as a long-term ally. I was really more interested in the mission. We'll see what happens. They may end up just getting whomped by Somalia, and if that happens, I probably won't send a huge amount of effort down to protect them. Because we clearly want Portugal, Poland, and Britain, with Bohemia as a contingent ally. It may just mean we have to take diplomatic ideas, too. Because that's always an option. That'll increase the number of relations we can have. Right, that's not a problem for right now, us. That's a problem for future us. Yeah, that was one of those sneezes that was so hard that it makes, like, your throat hurt. It was a painful old sneeze. Be glad you didn't hear it. Oh, the Holy Roman Empire has decided to elect Saxony. That's interesting. Independent Sicily. That's mega. Why won't you, vassal? You're going to make me declare war on you. That's incredibly sad. Well, them's the breaks. We're going to declare on them immediately, because I want this land. And Messina is the one with the fort, so we're going to declare on them now. And this 33k stack is going to come over and deal. Having said that, I am going to have to go there via the sea. Because there's no way on this earth that Spain's going to give me open borders. So let's get you guys back to Rome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You guys stay there. 27,000 are going to walk to Rome. The other 6,000 I'm just going to put next door to them. These 9 ships have gotten very lucky this day, because we're not going to be taking them out. Wonder where they're going. It doesn't matter too much. We can now get these guys out of here. And these... Why were you black flagged? I don't know, but... we need to get them back into our territory so we can do anything with them. Oh, that's where that stack went. Interesting. I don't really get why they moved there, but they did. Is it because they're trying to de-siege the war goal? If they try and do that, we're going to make sure we know where they stand. They will have slight numbers on us. This is finally attached, so we can go over here, go into the Bay of Napoli, transport, go into Messina. When are you going to get there? 11th of December. What do you want to give us, 3 leagues? Just money? Well, that's fine. You guys were smart and tried to peace out first. I'll accept that. Especially because it makes this a lot easier. You're not taking the war goal back and having us lose that tick. Especially because these are merchants. That's not what I meant to say. Mercenaries. We can enact a government reform. What do we want to do? Tier 10, the electorate. So we could have landholders, which just gives us more manpower recovery speed, which isn't bad. Citizenry, which is 10% more morale, which is pretty good. Board of Admirals. So an admiral becomes ruler when the current ruler dies. This gives us more naval leader fire, more naval tradition from battles, more absolutism at cap, which is interesting, but it does give you -1/2 yearly republican tradition, which is pretty bad. Military rulership is kind of just the equivalent with generals. I'm not a big fan of either of those. Then you have dynastic rule. So, elections only happen when the ruler dies. And you can have consorts, you can have queens, effectively. You get 2 bonus diplomatic reputation, but you also get a penalty towards your republican tradition. I think this is the best of the 3 that give you a penalty for republican tradition, but I still don't think it's that good. I'd prefer the citizenry. So a republic relies on its citizens to function, and so it's only right that each citizen in our state will have the power to vote for who will guide our country. They don't. I mean, you're going to pick anyway. So let's do that. More morale is going to let us keep our military advantage, at least to some degree, after our golden age ends. So that's what we're going to do. Is it the most ambitious or interesting option? Probably not, but it doesn't have to be all the time. We're just going to pick a good option. You just learned about Abomi, or Abomi, I don't know. Why did I even say it if I knew I couldn't pronounce it? Welcome to this channel. Yeah, they only have 12,000 troops too, so that'll be easy enough. We can now move our navy back. So if those ships did not depart, then they are dumb. Yep, they are just hiding out. What a mistake to make. You had the chance to leave with your navy intact, and you did not choose to make that choice. The other reason why I invited all my friends into this war is it allows me to grow my manpower while we're at war, which is the best of both worlds. Merchant shipwrecked, lose 98 ducats. Boo. Ducats. Feels more like a Monopoly event, doesn't it? Do not pass go, do not collect £200. Bye, Navy. Thanks for the 2 free transport ships. We're a wheeler dealer, or a rudder mudder, I guess, because it was at the sea. So if I can just take this one province... Oh, it's still 31 aggressive expansion. Ugh. I'm going to just bite the bullet and take it, though, because otherwise I'm never going to. So I'm going to take that, I'm going to start... Can I core it straight away? I can. Thank you. We're going to go... What's the supply limit on it? 41? Awesome, go sit on it. We're a little bit closer, so we might be able to get Gascony to vassal. No, not yet. Still can't do it. Would Auvergne? No. Yeah, so our plan over here of having a vassal straight away might not happen. We might have to create something called a client state later. We can't make them yet. That's not anything we have to deal with. But later on in the game, you can create your own client states. Technically, you can make vassals now. It's just usually an incredibly poor decision. Let's take our navy back so we can help with the siege. Yes, royal marriage with Portugal. You better believe it. You should speed this up a bit. So we need to actually go from this side. It's only Palermo that is being barricaded over there. Yeah, we'll actually take the shady people for a change. We almost never do. We have a nice number of ships in this stack, but I'm sorry to everybody, I'm going to ruin it. We should not have light ships in that stack. They're just not... They're actually quite good for barricading. Oh, wow. Great. Our royal marriage with Portugal lasted about 30 seconds in real life. We married them, and then they died. Wonderful. How beautiful. Do we have, other than Scilly, Hainaut we can piece out. I'm going to look at that in a second. War reparations. They are too big to force a marriage on. Force a religion on. We also can't force a marriage on them. So Morocco had to give up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 provinces to Spain. Ew, that's some pretty disgusting border call going on right there. We're not declaring on them right now, but that is interesting. It's also interesting that Portugal would not defend them. But we can't do this. I mean, we can, but we shouldn't. Britain would join us. But Spain have no manpower. Do we end up in 3 wars at the same time? Is that something we actually do? No, we can't, because then there's definitely going to be a coalition fight against us. That's just so much greed, and I so want to do it, but it would be just a terrible decision. Is Salzburg still at war with us? Why did nobody go on siege? Try again. I don't even need this war to last all that long. I mean... Oh, our mercenary company is low on manpower. Yeah, we have used these guys so much that they are running out of maximum manpower. That's hilarious. We may actually have to disband them and get another stack. That's funny. It doesn't happen very often, but it's funny. So we are going to... I've made a decision. You are going to become our vassal. But I can't piece you separately. So... you might end up having to become our vassal in the future. Nope, we can still afford to do it. So it'd be 58%. I only want that 1 province. So we'd have to have 70. Then, oh my word. Everybody on the planet would hate us. Yet somehow this would still be okay. Which is mad, but it would be. We do have to wait a little bit longer. Our hands are tied. And here's the thing. We're going to end up getting aggressive expansion from taking this out. Do we really want to antagonize them even further with... If I don't vassal Scilly right now... yeah, it drops to 20 aggressive expansion. Okay, we won't be too greedy for now. You are very lucky that I am a benevolent person. We're just going to take 1 province. 1 out of all of that. I know, I can't believe it either. Let's get that get that cord straight away. Where was... so this stack can go back... this can go where? I think what should have go where? That can go there. That can stay. That can stay. That can stay. They're at war. We're going to disband these mercenaries. We have to move them before we can disband them, but we are going to. Get a royal marriage with Britain. Gascony can have open borders, sure thing. We can't disband them because we're next to these rebels. They're not even our rebels, but you can't do it. So we're going to disband them. While they're disbanded, they will accumulate manpower a lot quicker. And yes, it does cost money to hire them again. But I don't think that's going to be a problem. Just going to throw it out there. We can even take 9,000 men and do this just to reduce a little bit of attrition. You can come over the navy over here, and that'll speed the siege up. Because there's no doubt which sea zone this province is going to be in. At least that one's nice and clear. So we still have to decide, are we going to... Oh, Orleans is also in here now, but who cares? We could declare war, and Gascony again would join in. Now, if only they would vassal to us, it would be perfect. But no, they have to make life difficult. They won't let us have nice things. I'm sure you can't walk. Oh, we can go over there. Okay, awesome. Then we're going to do that. What is our aggressive expansion at the moment, by the way? 54%. We need to keep an eye on that because we do not want to go over 100. It is so, so bad. The consequences are properly dire. We do want to take our navy and put it in a province, though, because, again, we can't get back otherwise. Thanks, Spain. Okay, they will do unconditional surrender. How much overextension is going to be? You son of a... 48%. That is slightly too much for, you know, us avoiding 100. It's not a huge amount of aggressive expansion, albeit that list looks really angry. That is very, very inconvenient. So we're going to have to wait until Kosovo gets called, which will be a year away. Well, I guess that's what we're going to do. Yeah, we're going to get the call for peace penalty ourselves, but even if we can't wait until that very last moment, we want to wait as long as possible. Call for peace is bad, but going over 100% is worse. At least in my opinion, I think it's a lot worse. Do you have any ships to upgrade? No. Our main navy is actually completely up to date. And Austria's declared on France. And France is in 3 wars. France is just getting ripped apart. Oh, poor France. You won't hear me say that very often, but poor France. And now we play the waiting game. And while we do, I'm just going to have a nice sip of my drink. It's only... No, it's not alcoholic, I can assure you. Bit early in the day for that. Well, at least while I'm recording it anyway. Probably about 5:30. Well, at least our local time when you watch it. If you caught it when it first came out. If you did, hi. Hope you're doing well. If not, hi anyway. Doesn't matter when you watched it. I don't know if you're anything like me and you tend to watch a lot of YouTube later in the evening. I like watching YouTube and sometimes even falling asleep to it. It is some nice background noise sometimes. Spain entered the coalition against us. That's inconvenient. Doesn't change a huge amount if we declare straight on them right now, but it is inconvenient. And again, it does beg the question, do I... Oh, Tunis is in it. That's just annoying more than problematic. Because I'd have a stack of troops down here anyway. It does beg the question, do I attack them now anyway and try and break the coalition? My only concern is, this is a like Sicily is Spanish cause, and if I go to war with them before I core Sicily, I won't be able to core it until afterwards, which will mean it will have lots of rebellion risk, and I'll have to babysit it significantly more. I'd rather not do that if I can get away with it. We are going to root out corruption a little bit more. I'm going to spend some of our ridiculous amount of money to reduce that. Corruption just makes everything more expensive. Not a fan. Oh, Spain dealt with the Sardinian revolt. That's unfortunate. Didn't get to their Sicilian one in time, though. I hate to say it, but I think we should just piece Sicily out now. Yes, it's going to stink that we're going to be over 100% overextension. But I'm worried that we're going to get coalitioned while we're at war. At least if people coalition you while you're not at war, then at least you're not fighting on even more fronts at once. Let's get it done. It's going to hurt. We are over 100% just, which is terrible. So we need to get these cored immediately. Our corruption's going to grow again. It's fine. We have a lot of admin points still. Admin Tech 19 just unlocks the cathedral, which is not enormous by any stretch of the imagination, so I can probably spend some admin development. Any weird numbers again? Only Rome. We're running out of odd numbers to develop. Get that to 25. Get that to 10. I can't even get out of there, so we'll just pop that. There we go. There you go. So you're up to 20. There. Okay, that'll be fine. By the time that we actually, lots of actuallys, want to get to the next admin level, we'll have enough points. We'll be fine. Okay, so we're going to cross our fingers we don't have massive overextension problems, but we'll see if we do next episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care now. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching the video, and if you'd like to see more, feel free to stick around.